Okay, so can you share a memorable experience where you made a single deal turn into a long-time relationship?
Yeah, for sure. So I was actually just talking about this earlier today of a single deal that turned into just um, probably over 100 loans,
Wow.
and more importantly than that, or more important than that, is it's turned into some lifelong like friendships and relationships. And so I did have it was probably about, gosh, 18 to 20 years ago. um, I'd been in the industry for a couple years doing loans for my buddies, and kind of got to that point where I'm like, okay, now I want to start operating outside of just my friend group, right? Who can you guys introduce me to that you work with? One of these agents that I was introduced to, he was working with a well-known, I mean, still to this day, someone who's a very well-known um, industry expert, a loan officer still in our area. But this guy was working with this particular guy, but that guy couldn't necessarily see his way around this particular deal, or didn't have time to look at it, review it, whatever the case might be. Anyways, it got put in front of me, and it was just hey, I'm sure you can't do anything about this, but um, it, Brian, my friend, said that you're pretty good. Like, is there anything that you think you can do for this client? And it turns out that we took the deal in and kind of just, it took a little bit different angle on it. We're able to put it together and make it work for this client. I'll call him Kevin. And um and we got a deal done for Kevin. And he was so grateful that we were able to get it done, because it really did change. I mean, it was a life changer for them. It was a house that they had to have. They were at that point with their family, and it turns out that Kevin, over the course of his career, has owned many businesses. Since he owned a business, a little restaurant when I first met him, expanded that into several other restaurants, sold that, operated other businesses. But for his family, and for his employees, I bet I've done 100 plus loans for branches that branched from that single transaction. And to this day, that agent is one of my closest friends. Um, and the title company, that he used, I've done several deals for the family of the title company. And I mean, it was a tree, it was a seed that was planted, and the branches went in 20 different directions, and have resulted in well over 100 transactions with that, just from that one single transaction. But it was taking the time to dig in, try to find a solution for that person, and then just win them over with our communication, and making sure that, I mean, to this day, you better believe anytime this guy calls, even though he's a friend, anytime he calls, I'm picking that phone up, because and it is not about what's in it for me. It's about, if he's calling me, he needs some help,
Yeah,
or has somebody that needs some help. What can I do to help?
that's really incredible. What would be like the nugget that you would pull from that as a piece of advice to someone else?
Don't shy away from the hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, embrace, kind of the David Goggins, the embrace the suck. Like, it's especially today, where we're at with mortgage applications being at a, over the last couple of years being at a I don't know, we'll call it a 10-year low, right? With us having to scrimp and scrap and fight for every single deal that we have. Embrace the hard. Don't be afraid to dig in, learn new loan products, uh, do new loan products that you thought, well, yeah, I've never messed with, whether it's a renovation loan or commercial loan or whatever it is. Maybe that's not your expertise, but there's resources at your fingertips today better than ever before. With, I look at us here at Security National, we've got a very robust credit, like, policy inside track, where we've got all of our program guidelines and documentation. The AI tools that we have today are insane, right? Like, you can figure out how to do hard things. So embrace the suck, do hard things, because you never know when that one deal that somebody else told them no is going to turn into the seed, is going to be the seed that turns into just this massive tree.
Yeah. That's amazing, man.